All right, so one of the unusual things, I am actually going to talk on this one just a little bit as we kind of go through this review. First question is pretty straightforward. State the dimensions. Remember, we do rows by columns. So if we do rows by columns, it has 3 rows. It has 1 column. Remember, the rows are this way. Columns are up and down. Second one then, it's got 3 rows, 2 columns. So we say it's a 3 by 2 matrix. Third one, directions say simplify and write. Simplify, write undefined if the expressions are undefined. Remember, when you're adding or subtracting, they got to look the same. They have to have the same dimensions. So it's 4 by 1 and 4 by 1. So because we're adding or subtracting, we're good. Now just remember, this is subtraction. So since it's subtraction, make sure you subtract. So -3 minus -2 is -1. -5 minus -3 is -2. 0 minus 5 is -5. And 3 minus 0 is 3. There's our resultant matrix. Just same elements, same columns, same rows, add them together. Number 4, we've got a 2 by 3 and a 2 by 3, so we're good to go. So we're just going to go ahead and add them. Elements that are like, so -6 plus 3 is -3. -4 plus 0 is -4. 2 plus -2 is 0. Second row, first column, 6 plus -2 is 4. -2 plus 2 is 0. 3 plus 0 is 3. And we're done. Number 5, we've got a 2 by 1. Oops, let's try this again. We've got a 1 by 2. I'm not editing that, so we got a 1 by 2, and we've got a 1 by 3. They're not the same. So it told us to write undefined. I'm lazy, UND. 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2, so we're good to go. We've got a subtraction, so we just need to make sure that we subtract. So 6 minus 3 is 3. -4 minus -4 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. And 4 minus 1 is 3. We're done. Number 7, scalar multiplication. So we're going to multiply 3 times every element. So 3 times -1 is -3. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times -3 is -9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Number 8, same thing, scalar multiplication. I'm just going to multiply. -2 times -1 is 2. I'll go down this time. -2 times -6 is 12. And we got -6 and 0. All right, so again, another scalar multiplication. I think this one was on the assignment. Yeah, maybe not. So 16 and -16. Pretty straightforward. Number 10, we're subtracting. So I'm just going to check out. I've got a 2 by 1, and I'm going to have a 2 by 1, so we can do the problem. So I'll leave the first one alone. That doesn't change. I've got a minus. Now I got to do scalar multiplication. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is -12. Now I have to subtract them. 2 minus -6 is -8. -5 minus -12, so -5 plus 12 is 7. So there's our matrix. Number 11, just straight down, we got a 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, so we're good. So 3 plus 3 minus 0 is 6. For the second, 0 plus 5 minus -1 is also 6. So there we go. Number 12. First one, we're just going to leave it alone. So that's 3, 6, 3, -6. That wasn't very well done. Now we're going to do the scalar multiplication. 2 times -2 is -4. Then -2, 0, and 10. Now we're adding them. So you add 3 plus -4, and you get -1. 6 plus -2 is 4. 3, and 4. So there's the first page. When I go to the second page, number 13, look at number 13. I've got a subtraction symbol in there, so I need to make sure the matrices are the same. I've got a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 1, and even when I do that, I'm still going to have, so we can't do it. Undefined. Number 14, we've got parentheses around the third and fourth ones and a subtraction, so we need to take care of the parentheses first. So minus, we got a minus there, so 5 minus 1 is 4, 1 minus negative 1 is 2, negative 5 minus negative 5 is 0, negative 6 minus 0 is still negative 6. Now we can subtract them. 3 minus negative 4 is negative 7, negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6, negative 1 minus 0 is negative 1, 3 minus negative 6 is 9. So there's the solution for 14. Number 15, now we're multiplying. So remember when we multiply, we do the dimensions, 3 by 1, and this is a 1 by 2. The middle term tells if those are the same, we know we're good. Our resultant matrix is going to be the outer one, so we're going to have this 3 by 2 thing, which sounds goofy because you've got a 3 by 1 and a 1 by 2. How the heck is it going to make a 3 by 2? Well, it does. Remember when we're doing these, we do rows and columns. Okay, so I have to have a 3 by 2, so that means I have 3 rows, so I have to fill these circles. Okay, and we can only fill circles by going, hit the erase button for some reason. We go this way and this way. Well, I've got negative, I'm going to change colors here. We got 0 times negative 2, that's 0, so that one's going to be a 0. Now we go this way. So 0 times negative 1 is 0. So now we go to the second row, so I got to go 4. So we're going to go 4 times negative 2, that's negative 8. And 4 times negative 1, so we're in the second row, second column, and that's negative 4. And then we got a 4 on the bottom. So since the 4 is the last one, it's going to be the same as the one was up above. So that's our matrix. 0, 0, negative 8, negative 4, negative 8, negative 4. For number 16, again, we're multiplying, so we got to check. We got a 2 by 3. And we've got a 3 by 1, so those are the same, so check. Our resulting matrix is going to be a 2 by 1. So a 2 by 1, so I've got 3 and 3, so this, my oval is going to be pretty big on this one. Okay, so now remember when we do it, we do rows and columns. So first element times first element, so that's negative 10. So I'm going to change colors here again, maybe, if I know how to do it. Okay, well, it's not going to do it. So I got negative 10. So now I go negative 4 times negative 6, so that's plus 24. And 4 times negative 2, that's minus 8. When I put those together, I end up with 6. Now I do the second row times the column. So I've got negative 3 times negative 2, that's 6. Second is negative 2 times negative 6, so plus 12. And then negative 1, that's plus 2. 12, 14, so that is 20. There's your solution. Number 17. Number 17, we've got a 3 by 2 and a 4. Well, those aren't the same. It's 4 by 2. So those aren't the same. So it's undefined. Number 18. We've got a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 3. So the middles are checked off. We got a 2 rows and 3 columns. So I'll do the first one. So we've got 2 rows. That's a really bad circle. It's or oval. I don't even know what those are. Let's erase those because I gotta write in those. So let's make it a little bit better. Okay, so I've got 2 rows and I've got 3 columns. So this one's going to be rather large. I'm going to scrunch up over here into 17. that's okay. Oh, 17, we already did 17, so that's on the other one, so we can do that, doesn't matter. Hide, or don't. I think I changed to blue. Yep. Okay, so we go rows and columns. So 4 times 3 is 12, 2, and then we go second times second, so that's -8. Okay, so I'm just going to put the answers as I go along over here, so that's 4. Now we go first row, second column. This is the first row, second column. So 4 times -2 is -8. 2 times -2 is -4. -8 times -4 is -12. Now, first row, last column. 4 times 4 is 16. Second times second is 8. That's 24. Okay, and I can close this over here. Now we go second row. Second row, first column goes right here. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then these are all going to be plus 0. It's -8 plus 0 and 16 plus 0. So 12, -8, and 16. And we're done. Okay. Number 20, now we're asked to solve equations. So when we're asked to solve equations, the way I like to do it, I'm going to put my solutions here. I'm going to set up my equations. So remember, -4x has to equal each of the elements. So -4x has to equal the first element. Divide by, and you get x is equal to 4. So I'm going to put my 4 in there right away. Now -4x has to equal -24, so I'm in the second row. I'm in the first row, second column. So divide, you get 6. So 6 goes right there. -4x has to equal +24. So that's -6. I think you know why I'm tapping my fingers. I think I skipped 19. We'll go back to 19. And then the last one, -4x equals -40. Divide by -4. You get 10. I don't know why I did that with that one. There's your solution for that one. Okay. Now let's go back to 19. Again, set up your equation. So x plus 0. So this x plus this 0 has to equal 7. So you get x is equal to 7. So there's my first solution. Now we go x plus 7 equals the first row, second column, so 15. So x is equal to 8. And then we go x minus 5 equals 1. Plus, and this is minus 5, so I just put minus 5, and there's my equals 1. So x is equal to 6. Now we did that one. There's our solution for number 19. 21, first equation, 4b minus 5. So first equals the first element on the other side, so 3. So add 5. So 4b is equal to 8. b is equal to 2. So there's my first solution. And then 4b minus 1 equals -21. So 4b equals -20. b is equal to -5. There's your solution. And the last one, a little bit more complicated to set up, but we're still going to go first equals this plus the first. So a little more space. Maybe I'll change colors. Go 13 equals 2a plus -5, so -5. So add 5 to both sides. That's 18 equals 2a. You get 9. So I've got a 4 by 1. So my result here at the end is going to be a 4 by 1. My first element's going to be 9 in that. Probably didn't leave myself enough space, but we'll figure it out. So now we go second elements. So -19 equals 2a minus 5. Add 5, that's -14 equals 2a, that's -7. So that's -7. Switch colors here. Now we've got the third element, so negative 29 equals 2a minus 9. Add 9 to both sides, that's negative 20. A divide by, you get negative 10. And then the last one, change colors one more time. Negative 13 is equal to 2a minus 5. Add 5, that's negative 8, equals 2a, so negative 4. And there is your solution. There they are. There are your solutions for the Unit 10 review. Best of luck on the quiz, and we will talk to you next time.